Questions for the witness. Sir, with the lift of the court, my lord, I'll proceed from the 18th because I understand there's evidence in relation to accused number 1 for the 31st, the 5th, the 1st and the 2nd.
Yes,
the
okay.
19th. But I'll start my cross-examination on the 18th. To avoid confusing the record. May I proceed?
Yes, yes.
So on the 18th, specifically at 1852 or 1853. Say first, okay, let's say 1851. The motor vehicle was driving at N3 joining Grey Avenue.
That is correct, my lord.
Uthi yebo ngo-1851 imoto yayikade idrive ku-N3 ingena ku-Grey Avenue.
The longitude that shows it showed 28.1514. The longitude is 28.1514. Then the latitude is negative 26.2656.
Uyabonisa ke ukuthi laphayana longitude uthi 28.15.143, latitude uthi minus 26.26.557.
55. Do you see that?
Yeah, I see it, my lord.
Uthi yebo lokho ngiyakubona.
All right. When this vehicle was off-ramping from N3 to Grey Avenue, so does it show which direction did it take according to that?
My lord, yes, if we can have a look at the screen there. I just want to make it a bit. So there's a position at 1850.
Yes.
There's the position there at that interchange with the N17. Then from that time, 8:50:32 to 8:15, you'll see there's a little arrow over here on the display, reflecting that the vehicle was traveling in a southerly direction.
Uthi nabo ke iyabonisa ukuthi imoto yayikade ihamba iya ngasezantsi.
There's the little arrow. It then proceeding onto Grey Avenue and then turning in a westerly direction underneath the highway and proceeding along Pretoria Road or Grey Avenue.
Nayo ke iyabonisa ukuthi uma ilibele yehla njalo iseyaqhezuka ingena ke ku-Grey Avenue.
So at 1852:42, it shows that it was driving at Collins Street, Fairwood Park, Alberton.
That is correct, my lord.
1852 iyabonisa ukuthi yona yayikade ise-Collins Street, e-Fairwood Park, e-Alberton.
So it turned to the right side of.
Yeah. Coming off the highway,
Yes.
it went into Grey, turned
Yes.
right into Grey, passed under the N3 and then went into the direction of Collins Street.
Manje ke nayo uma isuka e-highway iye yajika ngakwesandla sokudla yangena ku-Grey Avenue yazongena ku-Collins.
Will you agree with me if we look at the map that Collins Street is also on the left side of Grey Avenue, but it's not. You cannot drive to Collins Street turning to the left direction.
Yeah, my lord, if the map there shows that the street is not joining, then maybe we should just look at a satellite image.
Yes.
Yeah, there's no joining there. it's a cul-de-sac.
uthi yabonakala ukuthi laphayana kumgwaqo Colin ibonisa ukuthi imgwaqo awungeni kwisandla so sesinele.
If you want to join this Collins Street on the left hand side, you have to drive to Kritzinga Road and turn left so that you can join it on the other side of the block.
My lord, to get to that section of the cul-de-sac, you'll have to go around. There's no direct access according to the map.
Thank you.
Uthi kuya ngale map leyana akukho la ukuthi ungakwazi ukungena ku Colin ngaphandle kokuthi uye ngakwelinye ihlangothi.
Thank you, sir.
But maybe, my lord, just for clarification, Collins Street is on both sides of Grey Avenue.
I-Colin Street yona ikhona ngapha nangapha idlulana no Grey Avenue.
Yes, the other side of Collins Street, there's an open area. If the map can show us, there's an open area next to that Collins Street on the left hand side, not on the garage side.
Uthi lapha ku Colin emgaqweni kunenye indawo evulekile hayi ngase garage.
I suppose you're referring to this area over here? Is that the open area, or are you referring to this open area?
The open area on the just
Because there's two open areas, my lord, on both sides of the road.
on both sides. Yes, but next to Collins Street, not on the side of the garage, of engine garage, but where you turned from Kritzinga and drive around, there's an open area on that Collins Street.
Now, my lord, I think I'll explain it on the map because my left and right and everybody's left and right is not always the same. The vehicle came down the N3,
Yes.
turned into this Grey Avenue,
Yes.
passed over, it went then to this area where Collins Street is. There's the cul-de-sac. Collins Street is this street over here,
Yes.
and also this street over here. And in both cases, there's open areas adjacent to Collins Street.
Thank you.
Uthi ke imoto ingene la kulomgwaqo la kukhona iyaphinda yeza ukhona umgwaqo wakhona nawo uyalela kufu nangapha ukhona la indawo evulekile nangapha phezulu indawo evulekile.
As I'm following your directions, when you turned from Grey Avenue, you said it shows a direction turning to the right side. I think
That's correct, my lord.
Uthi yebo uma ujika ke uyongena ulaphayana eGrey ibonisa ukuthi ujikela ngakwisandla sokudla.
after you made a turn, on the left hand side is the engine garage. Is that correct?
No, my lord, the engine garage is on the right hand side. After you made the turn into Collins Street, or
Yes, into Collins
if
Street.
you turn into Collins Street, the
Yes.
engine garage is on your left hand side, correct,
That's
my lord?
correct, yes.
Uthi mawuqeda kujika ungena ngo lomgwaqo uColin yebo i-engine garage ingasesandleni sesinxele.
Will you agree with me that on the first turn at the garage, it's Mali Street? Do you confirm that?
Uthi uzovuma ukuthi uma uqeda kujika la ngasegarage kunomgwaqo umali.
My lord, let me just confirm.
Uthi thingi ibhekisise.
It's a very short street.
I would suppose that would be Marley Street, my lord. It's not reference on the map.
Uthi ngizocabanga ke ukuthi lo mgwaqo lo kungaba yiwona umali ngoba awubhalwanga kwi-map.
It's, if I take you to 1915, 34 seconds, it says starts at Mali Street. That means that state, as you confirm that that street is next to Collins Street.
It must be in the vicinity of Collins Street, correct, my lord?
uthi ke uma ngikuyisa ku 1915 isikhathi ibonise ukuthi imoto iye yaduma ngasemali emgaqweni uthi yebo lo mgwaqo useduze neCollins.
Yes.
There's just tried a different view of the map, and that is Marley Street there, confirmed.
Uthi uyavuma nayo ke lo mgwaqo usubhaliwe uthi Mali.
Both Mali and Collins Street are closely connected. They are close to each other.
Yeah, Marley makes a T-junction into Collins, my lord.
Uthi uMali yona yenza i-T junction engena ku-Collins.
If you proceed with Collins Street further up, although it may not reflect there, but you approach Fraser Street, which is in a T-junction.
That is correct, my lord.
Uthi uma uqhubeka ku-Collins uyohlangana no-Fraser uthi yebo.
If a driver of that particular motor vehicle, when he was driving initially from joining Collins Street and making a turn at Mali Street, when he wants to join this Collins Street again, does he have to make a U-turn according to the...
My lord, that would be a difficult one to answer, because then, if I understand you correctly, sir, you say travels down Collins Street, he
Yes.
turns into Marley Street,
Yes.
and now he needs to join Collins Street again. And I can only say what the reasonable man would say is I would use the garage to make my U-turn because it's a safer area, but that's me. I cannot say what the vehicle did, my lord, because there's no evidence.
So
of
there
that.
are more than one avenues to
Yeah, there's more than one way of doing
yeah,
it.
one way of
Yes.
doing it. Somebody
Yeah.
may choose to do this in the other one that way.
Agree, my lord.
Uthi ke manje umuntu masiseka uma esuka eCollins wangena ngomali ukuze abuyele eCollins lo muntu loyo kwamele ayenze i-U-turn na uthi mina bengingangena egarage ngoba iyona indlela ukuthi ngingayisebenzisa.
Yes, correct, sir. But my concern is the Mali Street is another entrance to the garage, and Grey Avenue, it's another entrance to engine garage. The main road is Grey Avenue, then Mali Street is the only entrance to the garage. Because I'm following the AVL. Let me just give you an example so that you'll have a picture of what I'm saying. The vehicle drove at Collins Street. You see that? It was 1852, 40 seconds. Do you see that? 1852, 40 seconds. Driving near Collins Street.
That's correct, my lord.
Uthi uyabona la kubhalwe ukuthi imoto ishayela ngo-1852 ishayela ngase Collins Street uthi yebo.
At 1853, 54 seconds, ignition off at Mali Street. Do you see that?
I do see it, my lord.
Uthi ngiyabona ukuthi la uma ithi 1853 yona imoto isiyama eMali.
That means after the car turned into Mali Street, then it stopped there at Mali Street.
My lord, looking at the image, the vehicle stopped at the garage there in Marley Street.
Uthi uma kubheka umfanekiso imoto ibonisa ukuthi yona ime egarage
All right,
eMali Street.
I'm still with you. At 1915, can you see that?
My lord.
Sorry?
Yeah, I can see it.
1915, 34 seconds. The car start up at Mali Street, Fairwood Park, Albertine. Do you see that?
I do see it, my lord.
uthi yebo ngiyabona ukuthi imoto ngo-1915 iye yaduma futhi laphaya eMali Street eFredwood Park.
What does it do then at 1920, 35 seconds? It's driving at Collins Street.
It has moved into Collins Street, my lord.
uthi imoto iseyisukile seyingene emgaqweni uCollins.
So you would agree with me that if it made a turn, it would have turned inside the garage, Mali Street, and joined Collins. Is that so?
My lord, it's possible, but I wasn't in that vehicle, so I wouldn't be able to give you an exact answer on that.
It is. My lord, I'll demonstrate this.
No, the witness is G. He says it's possible, but he was not in the car. He wouldn't definitively say that's what happened. Are you saying that, Mr. Dupree? Say it is true. You can Okay, I'll say that. You are saying you cannot guarantee that it turned the way the counsel
My lord,
suggested.
It's the vehicle was in that vicinity.
Yeah.
It shows in Collins Street. It shows back at the garage.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be able to
Yeah.
ascertain exactly what the driver did because these positions aren't in close proximity to one another. They are time apart. So anything could happen in between them.
uthi ke umeli le moto kubonakala ukuthi yona iye ngena ke kumgwaqo uCollins kusuka ngale kuMali. Ungoti uthi ngeke ngikwazi ukuphendula lokho ngoba bengekho emotweni leyo kodwa kuyakhonakala ukuthi mhlawumbe kwenzakele kanjani.
Yes. The reason why I'm getting to that point is because I'm looking at the time in which at which the car start up at Mali Street at 1915. You see that?
I do see it, my lord.
And 5 minutes later, it was driving at Collins Street. I want to establish as to could it be the same Collins Street or the other Collins Street that it was driving at?
No, my lord. There's the position. It's the same Collins Street. The other Collins Street is on this side of the road. It remains on the Mali side street of the Mali Street side of Collins Street.
Uthi manje imoto uma seyithi 7:20 ntambama nge-18 zika June ibonisa seyingene kumgwaqo uCollins. Uyabuza ukuthi ufuna ukwazi ukuthi ulo ya Collins na lo bekade ilibele ukuyo uthi yebo ingaku kule Collins eseduze neMali Street.
Maybe I might not understand the language of that AVL, but I want to I'm concerned about this 1915. I appreciate the fact that you say they are close to each other, but can it take 5 minutes when you're driving, when you start up from Mali to join Collins Street?
My lord, if I can explain it, it's like, excuse me for this, but that's normally what happens, is when you have guests, the man is sitting in the car, he's starting the car, but the woman is still talking. So by the time she's finished talking, a whole 5 minutes has gone past, and only then you start driving. So yes, the vehicle was started, but there's no evidence that it started moving at exactly that time. It only might have moved 3 minutes later, 4 minutes, 2 minutes, I don't know, my lord.
Uthi umeli ke manje imoto kuyenzeka ukuthi nangu Collins nangu Mali le moto le ukusuka la eMali ukungena la eCollins kuyenzeka ukuthi ithathe imizuzu emihlanu ngodi ke uthi nawu umfanekiso mhlambe ongakwenza Nkosi enkantolo kuyenzeka ukuthi uma kunendoda nomfazi emotweni indoda idumise imoto ngemva kwesikhathi lo mfazi elibele ekhuluma bese mhlawumbe imoto iqala ukusuka ngaleso sikhathi lo nkosikazi sekaqeda ukukhuluma uyenza nje umfanekiso ukuthi mhlawumbe kwenzakele kanjalo kodwa akathi kwenzakele kanjalo ukuthi iyaduma imoto kwakhulunywa bese imoto iyasuka.
No, my question actually is relevant towards the movement of the motor vehicle. You said that motor vehicle was not moving.
My lord, if you look at it, if I'm in court here today, if I'm standing here or if I'm standing here, I'm still at my position. So I think I need to understand the relevance of the question. The vehicle was in the vicinity of Marley and Collins Street for a sustainable period of time.
Uthi imoto leyana ummeli into ayibuzayo ukuthi imizuzu le edlekile kusuka eMali ukuya eCollins. Ungoti ke uthi uyabona nje nangoma ngime la enkantolo. Uma ngime la nanoma ngisuka ngime la ngisase khona la enkantolo.
Do you know what,
ukuthi ummeli ke uyibuzela ngakuphi lo
do you know what impression you're giving to us who are handling this matter? If you say the motor vehicle is not moving, you said when you were cross-examined by my colleague for accused number 5, the car there was excess idling, switching it off, ignition off, starting up. That's the concern. But now the movement itself, if it moves from Collins to Mali, we regard that as a movement. Do you now understand?
Yeah, I fully understand you, Mamalo. I'm not disputing that. All I'm saying is that this vehicle remains in the vicinity of this garage for an extended period of time. Whether it's 50 meters this side, 20 meters this side, I cannot vouch on that because I'm giving you what the map is giving me, what the data is giving me, I cannot dispute what is shown on the data of that particular vehicle, my lord.
Uthi mina ke ngeke ngiphikise lokhu okuboniswa kule map noma okuboniswa kulobufakazi ngoba mina ngichaza le engiyibonayo ukuthi imoto ibekade imile yasuka yaba ku 50 meters ubukude lobo uthi akusinto engingakwazi ukuyichaza leyo kodwa ngichaza le engiyibona.
If we look at 1935, 36 seconds,
My lord,
Fraser Street in Jamestown. The car is no longer at Mali, is no longer at Collins. It's now idling at Fraser Street.
correct?
Uthi yebo ngiyavuma ukuthi imoto beyilibele iduma ke ngase Fraser Street ayisekho eMali ayisekho eCollins.
The reason is because I won't ask you as to what was happening there. My concern is the movement of the motor vehicle from A to B, from B to C.
My lord, if I can take the court to the map. If you look at the total replay order, from the time the vehicle arrived at 18:53:54 seconds,
Yeah. The order says
272.0.
272.0.
Yeah. And during all this time, while this movement is taking place, ignition on, ignition off, and it happening, the auto stays at 272.0 for a very, very long time, up to 23:27. So this movement that we see here, or that we attain as movement, could be GPS drift, that whilst the ignition is on, the GPS is always following a circle or a figure 8 circle, and that's very, very technical. I don't want to go into the technical side of it, but it is moving slowly in a figure of 8, and that's the design of it. So it might be that those figure of 8 movement of the GPS could have, we call it the GPS drift, could have made that this looks like the vehicle's moved. But in terms of physical adding kilometers and distance, it is not, my lord.
Nothing happened.
Yeah.
Manje ke angithi siyazi ukuthi imoto uma ihamba kunala ibonisa ukuthi amakhilometer ayaphi, amakhilometer le moto ihamba amakhilometer engaki. Uthi kusukela imoto uma ifika laphayana kuleli garage ukuyofika imoto ize icishwe okugcina ibonisa ukuthi amakhilometer wayekade eku 272.000. kusukela ngaleso sikhathi kufikela ize icime. Uthi futhi kunobunye ubufakazi oyikuthi akafuna ukungena kubo la ukuthi bona uma bese sebabheka mhlawumbe leya moto yayikade yenza into engafana no-8 ngelokhunjana nge-GPS. Uma imoto imela i-GPS yona iyakwazi ukuthi imoto ilibele ibheka nanoma isuka ingayindawo isuka la iya la nje ilibele icimwa ilayitiwa imoto ngabo ngobufakazi babo uthi kodwa akafune kungena lapho imoto mhlawumbe yayikade i-GPS libele yilandela iyenza into efana no-8 ngoba la kuma kilometers ayimove isase lapha yana ku 272000.
Why then in the AVL does it not reflect GPS drift?
My Lord, it's not a status that we report. While we've got a fixed status, we've got a fixed status. And maybe just for the sake of the court, and all of us these days are using a mobile phone to send somebody a location if you need. And we all have seen that location moves around all the time. It's not a fixed every time. It moves. It moves less while moving, if moving in a car, but while stationary, it is always in that figure of 8. You don't see it, but it's a small figure of 8 running in the background, my Lord.
Manje ke ummeli kungani ingabonisi kubhalwe GPS drift uthi thina la sisebenza khona ayiyenzi leyo nto ye GPS drift. Kufana nomuntu uma uthumelela umuntu mhlawumbe intombi yakho ilocation ukuthi izokuthola endaweni ethize, uma ulibela uhamba nakancane uhamba ukusuka endlini ukuya egate, leyo location ibonisa ukuthi iyahamba into eyikuthi iyayenzeka.
Okay. Before we conclude on this aspect of the positioning of the motor vehicle within that area, this is concerned, the question that I'm going to ask you is concerned about the other motor vehicle that is alleged to have been in the same vicinity. But because it is not fitted with the tracking system, you won't be able to assist the court about the presence of that motor vehicle in that area, correct?
That is correct, my Lord.
Uthi lo mbuzo ongifuna ukubuza umbuzo oyikuthi uhambelana nalenye imoto lebe kuthiwe nayo yayikade ikuleyo ndawo kodwa uthe leyo moto yayikade ingafakwanga AVL kunjalo uthi yebo iqiniso.
Now let's move to after it has departed. You said 23-27.
It was there till 23-27 on the 18th, my Lord.
Correct,
We departed
yes.
on the 19th.
Uthi imoto ibekade ilaphaya kufikela isikhathi masithi 23-27 isuke kwilanga elilandelelayo.
All right. Now the motor vehicle is driving 14, sorry, I'm not sure if may I just confirm this matter before? Yes, 23-27. It says start up at 001403 Mali Street. Is that what you have just confirmed? Then still on the 19th, at page 38, it shows that the vehicle was now driving near Freeway, Road. No, I think I'm confused. My Lord, I think I have to check my notes first. I don't want to confuse issues here. John N3 00. No, it can't be.
Can you say Rodicop?
It's not
that side of the Mari Street.
Yes, I don't want to get.
Because I know that area.
No, I don't want to get them.
But it's a location which is facing the highway.
Yes,
That's it.
the small location that is
yes.
facing
Yeah, yes, Leonda.
the highway. All right. We are now at 1410
On the 19th, my lord.
on the 19th. 1410 at 40 seconds. Driving near Freeway, Rodeco, Jimistin. From Fosloras. Entry from Fosloras now. Of ramping. The first off-ramp there was, is it Heidelberg Road?
My lord, I do apologize, but I'm now in the middle of a trip, so I don't know where this trip started, where this trip is going. So let me just get the...
Let me just clarify this, Mr. Tipre. The reason why I'm selecting the dates, I mean the dates and time, it must relate to the version of accused number 2. You understand? There are things that are not relevant.
Version is, my lord.
No. Let me just tell you.
Yeah.
There are things that I've skipped on purpose because they are not relevant.
I'm not following, my lord.
uthi angilandeli uma uthi kunezinye izinto oziyekile ezingabalekanga
Let me
uthi
give you an example.
angizwisisi.
Let me give you an example.
No, we can continue.
When-
I just want to see where we are, my lord, in
Okay.
terms of the trip and the road. Because
This-
the last time we were at the garage and all of a sudden we are almost
But
10 hours later. So I just want to orientate
no.
myself on the map.
I'm taking you on the time that is reflecting on the AVL. I'm not just guessing. I said to you,
Nobody said you guessing.
I'll end up 23, 27. Remember when we were at Jimistin?
Ignition
I-
off 23, 27 on the 18th.
That's
Yes,
correct. Then it start up at 0014.
Correct.
Correct. I then left that evidence from there. Then I said, disregard everything up to the on the same date, the 19th, at 14:10. Do you see that time reflecting
I do
on the
see it.
AVL? Do you see that?
Can you see, my lord?
Yes. At 42nd, the vehicle was driving near Freeway Rodeco. That's what I'm saying.
That is correct, my lord.
Do you follow that?
Uthi ke asiqhubeke siye ku 1410 la imoto beyayikade ishayela eduze ne freeway eRodicop uthi yebo ngilapho.
Yes. At 14:12, 25 seconds, driving near Heidelberg Road. Do you see that?
That is correct, my lord. Let me just...
Uthi ngo 1412 yayikade ishayela ngase Heidelberg Road uthi yebo iqiniso.
It reflects Rodeco in Jimistin. So from that freeway, according to the direction, which turn did it make? Which direction did it take?
My lord, if we can follow on the map here, there's the vehicle driving on the N3 highway direction, let's say from Vosloorus back to Johannesburg direction.
Sisuka ke kuyo le map lena le moto isuka eFosloras iya ngase Goli
It then takes the Heidelberg off-ramp.
ithatha umgwaqo we Heidelberg.
There's the off-ramp, if we can follow on the map there. It takes the Heidelberg off-ramp and joins Heidelberg Road.
Futhi ke uma sibheka laphana ku mfanekiso iyabonakalisa ukuthi iyasuka ku Heidelberg Road iyothatha i-off ramp.
So when it gets to the bottom of the or the T-junction, it would then turn right into Heidelberg Road, direction L Road, if not mistaken, it's direction L Road.
Uma seseyifika laphana ku T junction izawujikela ngakwesandla sokudla ingene e-L Road.
Can we then go to the coordinates of the 14th of 14 hours 12 minutes?
That is where we are, my lord.
Yes, 28,1380. Can you put us on the map there?
There it is, my lord.
Uthi silapho kumfanekiso la ukukhuluma ngakhona uthe siye khona ku 1412.
All right. What can it show from that coordination? landmarks that can.
My lord, let me take you to the actual image.
uthi thingiyeke kumfanekiso ngizokwazi ukunibonisa.
So, just for the sake of orientation, if we can follow my arrow on the map there, the vehicle was traveling on the N3, taking the Heidelberg off-ramp, and is now at the intersection of the Heidelberg off-ramp and Heidelberg Road.
Nayo
This area here.
imoto yayikade ibele ishayela laphayana ku highway yaqhubeka yangena ke kumgwaqo Heidelberg Road.
Does it show a steel plant around the area?
A steel plant, my lord, I just happen to know the area. Score Metals is on the other side of the road. If I can show the court.
Leya ndawo ngiyayazi kunendawo ebizwa iScore Metals ngakwelinye ihlangothi.
They are on this side, that's the metal plant, and the vehicle is on the opposite side of the M3 model.
Uthi imoto nayo ila le ndawo leyana iScore Metals ila.
All right. As the car is traveling towards Al Road, as you said, can you lead us with the actual image on that Heidelberg Road? There is a railway bridge. Can it show that?
My lord, let me follow. So I'm not, there's a railway bridge. Let me just get here. Maybe this is going to be an easier one. Yeah. So, yes. So here's the vehicle
Still driving?
turning right and driving along Heidelberg Road.
Yes.
And this is the railway bridge you are referring to, sir.
Yes.
There's the railway bridge. The vehicle then passed under it
Yes.
and is now at this location, still in Heidelberg Road.
Can you please go back to the uthi imoto nayo iyeza izodlula la kuhamba isitimela ibronco lesitimela idlula ngaphansi bese iyeza ke khona lapha emgaqweni weHeidelberg. Thank you.
So on the right hand side of that area, does it reflect or show a dumping site?
My lord, let me just check here. There's something there, but I'll have to go onto Google to confirm what is there.
Uthi ke kunala ibonisa indawo la kulahlwa khona izibi uthi kunendawo kodwa izawufuna ukuthi ngiyibhekisise ukuthi ithini leyo ndawo.
My lord, after the train bridge, there's Alberton City, Ekurhuleni, there's something here. Looking at this, it looks like bins that's packed over here. But I've got no reference. It only says Alberton City, Ekurhuleni. It doesn't say what it is. Oh, here it says Alberton City, Ekurhuleni Municipal Waste Transfer Facility.
Uthi kunendawo lana ebhalwe, can you please point out it again? Uthi kunala kubhalwe Ekurhuleni Municipality Waste Transfer Facility. Akanaso isiqiniseko sokuthi kuyini lapho.
Okay. I'm putting to you. All right, sorry, let me just. As you go along that Heidelberg Road towards Al Road,